The New York Jets. What a story. It's been a story all year. Zach Wilson, guys. Zach, a.k.a. Mom Lookalike Wilson, who everybody, fans, analysts, broadcasters, play-by-play guys, have made fun and taken shots at this kid the whole season because he lost 2 games against the New England Patriots. His numbers are not what a second pick in the first round should be. That he doesn't produce the numbers that you need a franchise quarterback to produce if he's a franchise player. This same guy has been everybody's joke in the NFL. Everybody's taking shots at this kid. Maybe because he doesn't take responsibility when he loses a game or his team loses a game, and he doesn't believe that he is at fault, no matter if he's the quarterback or not. He believed that nobody could challenge him for his starting position on this NFL team. He was wrong. Mike White has come in, put up pretty good numbers as a starting quarterback, but is only 1-2 as the Jets started this year. And he was only 1-2 when he took over for Zach Wilson last year. But now, as the stories were coming out late Thursday night, early Friday morning, after interviewing Mike White and saying that he's fine, he's ready to go, the New York Jets announced that the doctors for the organization will not clear Mike White to play on Sunday afternoon. So what does that tell you? Zach Wilson, who was brought up from the streets to the backup quarterback position, as we saw Joe Flacco look like an old man he is last week, taking over for Mike White, finally gets his opportunity again at the end of the season in a playoff position to take this team to the playoffs. We're wondering, what are the Jets doing? What is Robert Saleh doing? Maybe this was the plan all along, that the Jets made sure, really, for the last past week, that they knew Zach Wilson was going to start on Sunday against the Lions because Mike White said on Thursday he's ready to go. Now it's become a conspiracy theory that the Jets planned this from the beginning. I do not believe this is a conspiracy theory. I do not believe Robert Saleh, Joe Douglas, the Johnson family knew that Zach Wilson was going to start on Sunday because they brought him from the practice team to a backup quarterback as the number 2 guy behind Mike White. What does this tell you about Zach Wilson? Zach Wilson has one more shot. This is his chance to shut the fans up, shut the analysts up, shut everybody up, that he has numbers that are not even starting quarterback numbers. They're not even college football player numbers. Maybe because their coaching staff don't trust him like they trust Mike White with his decision-making. Maybe they just don't think he's any good. But if they didn't think he was any good, why did Robert Saleh say that we were going to see Zach Wilson again? Why did Robert Saleh say that we believe in this kid and that's why we drafted him in the position we drafted him? Because only the coaching staff, only the GM and the ownership know the truth about what Zach Wilson is or what he could be. And us as fans, we've seen all the worst quarterback play just haunt our dreams year in and year out for 50 years. The O'Briens, the Neil O'Donnells, the Mark Sanchez, the Kellen Clemens. I could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. The Jets are the only team in NFL history to draft 2 quarterbacks in a 3-year span in the top 3.
Yes, even the Browns have never done that.
And now they have a chance to be looking for another one at the end of the season. Because if Zach Wilson doesn't show up on Sunday at MetLife Stadium against a Lions team where their defense is ranked almost dead last in every category, their offense has not played well in the cold at all. Under 50 degrees, they're horrible. Go look at Jared Goff's numbers ever since he's come to the Detroit Lions when he plays in the cold.
And when he plays on the road.
He needs to show this team that he is a leader. He is the captain. He is the guy that's going to drive this team through to the playoffs. And if he does that, and I believe he can, the Mike White story will be over. The Mike White love fest will be over. And I'm not taking shots at Mike White, but I have told Jet fans this from the beginning. Mike White was a 6th-round draft pick in the Josh Allen, Sam Darnold, Lamar Jackson, Josh Rosen, and yes, Baker Mayfield draft. And he's done so well since he's come to the New York Jets. He's been a leader. The players love him. The fans love him. The analysts love him. But this was never his team. It has been and always will be, as far as I'm concerned, till the end of the season, Zach Wilson's team.
Final shot opportunity type thing is a redemption story for Zach Wilson in like 3 different ways. The Detroit Lions are now the new darling. They're the hot team right at the end of the season. They're this young, fun team that everybody loves. And Zach Wilson is being thought of on the opposite. All the mom jokes at the beginning of the year. And then you're right. The analytic guys have been bashing Zach Wilson because of his lack of accuracy. Interception to touchdown ratio has not been good throughout his career. He's missing easy throws.
Blame Mike LaFleur.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Mike LaFleur fan either, but still.
How could you be?
And then you have all the Jets fans that overreact to everything and say, all right, Mike White, he won us a game against Chicago.
Do you blame him?
Running them to the playoffs.
Come on, Speedy. You're a Giant fan. Do you blame the Jet fans that they're complaining about their quarterback play?
Well, I always say it's not just Jets fans. It's just a lot of New York fans in general. They just love to be
everybody hates
the
Jets.
What have you done for me lately type thing. Yes.
And I'm a Jet fan.
The national
trust
media
me.
definitely bashes the Jets more than they should.
It's a joke.
For what they've been this year. Because in terms of the units of the team, in terms of concepts that they've done a lot of things well this year. But again, that's when it comes down to Zach Wilson. This is the 2nd overall pick. You have a chance to really be part of that whole team camaraderie, that winning formula that this team has had in a lot of games this year, a lot of games they shouldn't have won, and a new identity. And that comes with 1, leadership, and 2, trust in your team that you have to be able to make decisions smartly on and off the field. And this is your chance to do it this week against a Lions team that everybody loves. Everyone thinks they're going to make the playoffs now. And they could shut up the national media, could shut up these Jets fans, and if they do well, accuracy-wise, could shut up the analytic guys as well.
I have one word that really expresses what this week and this weekend is going to be for Zach Wilson, and that's sacrifice. He needs to sacrifice his mouth, his thoughts, his attack on what the press thinks of him on and off the field, and just go out there and play the game. Play the game that you will love. Play the game that you started when you were in high school. Play the game that you played in BYU. Don't worry about what everybody says about your arm strength or your accuracy or your footwork. Nobody cares. All they care about is wins. It don't matter if you put up 300 or 150 yards, as long as you bring this team a W. And that is the most important thing right now for Zach Wilson. W's. Winning at MetLife. And then having a chance to go against your predecessor on Thursday Night Football in front of everybody in your first national stage this year for this New York Jet team. It's their first time as a national stage to show what this defense could be and what Zach Wilson really is on national TV. That is so very important to show everybody that you are more than worth the pick that the Jets picked you at number 2.
You want to talk about conspiracy theories from earlier, too? I saw one where they were saying, the NFL forced them to do this so they could hype up the Zach Wilson versus Trevor Lawrence, number 1, number 2 pick matchup.
I don't believe that either.
I don't believe it either. Everyone wants to throw out conspiracy theories.
And the last time they met last year, the Jets won.
Zach Wilson outplayed him badly.
And Zach Wilson outplayed Trevor Lawrence. He made every single play in the fourth quarter to take his team to victory. It didn't mean anything, and this year it's different. It's a different coach, Peterson over there in Jacksonville, and the Jets are a different defense. They're a different team and a better team. The question is Quinn Williams going to play, and is this team ready to go on a national stage and shut people up? Because this has been an embarrassment of an organization year in and year out. And it has nothing to do with Robert Saleh or Joe Douglas. It has everything to do with ownership and where this team has really put themselves as the clowns of the NFL. Years and years and years of absolute crap football. Now it's different. This team is different. These young players believe in where this team culture is going. And Robert Saleh told you he's taking receipts. And boy, oh boy, if this team takes it to the playoffs in the first time in over 12 years, those receipts will be cashed. And he will cash them. You know why? Because it won't matter anymore. It won't matter that they are the New York Jets anymore. This Jet team will be looked and considered one of the elite top 14 teams in the NFL. Something they have never been looked at in over 10 years.
Probably since that last playoff appearance. And even that year, they were a wild card.
When you make the playoffs, you're the best of the best. There are 32 teams in the NFL. The numbers would tell you that if you make the playoffs, you're an elite team. Not championship elite, elite when it comes to making the playoffs. It's not easy to make the playoffs in the NFL. It's not easy to make the playoffs when you're in the AFC East either, when you have to play Miami twice, New England twice, Buffalo twice. It's not easy.
And I had to play the whole AFC North, too, which is pretty hard.
It's not easy. So you have to sit still and you have to wonder, what is this Jet team? What is Zach Wilson? What could Zach Wilson prove on Sunday? Do I trust Zach Wilson that he's going to put up pretty good numbers? I have to believe it, because if Zach don't and he loses this game, not only will he be booed, not only will he hide under the bed because the press is going to just absolutely eat him up alive, but he is going to lose this starting job for good, and they will never give it back to him. This is his shot on the national stage on Sunday afternoon, where everybody's going to boo him every time he throws a ball down on the ground. He can't throw a check pass to any of his running backs or his tight ends. Every time he makes a mistake, the fans are going to attack him. This is his chance to shut everybody up. Shut everybody. And show people why Zach Wilson isn't just a pretty boy from Utah who earned his spot because he had one good year on the national stage at BYU. That's really where the Jets are at. I'm looking forward to seeing where the Jets are going to be on Sunday, because the Jets have to win. They have 4 games left. They have to win 3 out of the 4 games. The Chargers, their schedule is pretty easy. Do I trust that Baltimore is going to keep their spot or Miami's going to keep their spot? Baltimore is 9-4. Miami is 8-5. If the Jets win this week and Miami loses against Buffalo, they're both 8-6. That means Miami falls out of their spot and the Jets move into their spot. Or the Patriots, if they win and they beat the Vegas Raiders. And I'm rooting for the Vegas Raiders. The Patriots got to go all the way to Vegas. It's not like Vegas has to go all the way to New England. They're playing in their dome. It's going to be loud. It is in McDaniel's home. Maybe McDaniel's figures out how to stop this high-powered nothing. They have the best pass rusher in the league, the best sack leader in Judon, and they have some good pieces, good young pieces. They're not a prolific offense. They don't even have their star running back this week. Mac Jones hasn't looked as good as he did in his rookie season. Maybe because McDaniel's is now with the Raiders. Maybe it's just their dual offensive coordinators, the 2 great idiots over there. But the Jets have a chance. If they win this week, Miami loses, the Chargers could lose, the Patriots could lose. They can move all the way up.
The Chargers, even if they win, if the Dolphins and Patriots both lose, the Jets would actually get it, because that would create a head-to-head on Miami, which the Jets currently have right now. So the Jets would move up to the 6th spot.
It's crazy, but you have to put the W up before you can think about that.